All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. We are live. All right. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Welcome to the talk show live. My name is Simi Kenya. It's amazing, amazing, a beautiful Wednesday evening that we are bringing you the talk show live right here from Ox Digital Studio. Of course, tonight we have amazing, amazing show lined up for you. And my guest in studio is one amazing, amazing guy who has mentored so many individuals, who has mentored so many youths. And of course, he is here with us tonight in the capacity of CUPID Executive Secretary of Kisumu County. Karibu sana mwalimu. Welcome, welcome to the show. Sanitize, wacha to sanitize, wacha to sanitize, Yes, karibu sana.
Yes.
All right. It's a pleasure having you on the show, mwalimu. Yeah, yeah. So, first of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir.
Yeah. Leo nimepata mtu ameniita saa. For the first time since the year started. Nimezoea tu dear customer, insufficient balance, but today it's my pleasure. Karibu sana. Yeah, so since you're here as the CUPID Executive Secretary of Kisumu County, there is somebody who's watching the show and they are wondering what is CUPID. Yeah, so let's start from there before we do a formal introduction.
Thank you, viewers. CUPID is an acronym for the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers. We are in charge of the trainers, the teachers in the secondary schools, the teachers in teachers training colleges, and in the Institute of Technology, polytechnics, and technical institutes. That is the Kenya Union of Post-Primary. That education that is beyond primary school and below the universities.
Okay. So hata wale wakufunzwa na ulimwengu, you are working for, you are on for them. So long as amemaliza primary, ameanza kufunzwa na ulimwengu.
Kufunzwa na ulimwengu, you do not need even to go to primary. Unaweza kufunzwa na ulimwengu before you reach primary. So those ones are in a different category. Yes. Kufunzwa na ulimwengu, unaweza kufunzwa na ulimwengu hata ukimaliza college, hata ukimaliza university.
Even before you start primary.
Before you start to ECD. So wale wanafanya curriculum tofauti na sisi.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a pleasure, karibu sana. So who is mwalimu?
Mwalimu is Zablon Awange.
Yeah.
Zablon Awange is an executive secretary CUPID Kisumu County.
Yeah.
Zablon Awange ni mwalimu.
Yes.
Amefunza mashule mingi sana, nilifundisha Kisii, Girls.
Yeah.
Sasa nikakuja Kisumu. I taught in Kisumu Day from the year 2002 to 2011. The teachers of Kisumu elected me as their chairman. I continued teaching in Kisumu Day up to 2016.
Yes.
2016, the teachers of the post-primary teachers in Kisumu County elected me the executive secretary. So currently I'm serving as an executive secretary of CUPID Kisumu County. I'm now out of class, seconded by the CUPID to the TSC, seconded by the TSC to CUPID to work appropriately for the teachers, the post-primary teachers in Kisumu County. So having served in Kisumu Day for that long, I'm now at Pioneer House as the executive secretary of the duly elected official of CUPID Kisumu County.
Kisumu County.
Yes.
Karibu sana. So, by the way, there's a student, so many students you taught at Kisumu Day. Some of them, when we posted about the show, they were like, oh, that's my teacher, that's my geography teacher, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, you used to teach them geography.
I taught geography, I taught history.
Oh.
Yes.
So you are a humanity teacher.
I was HOD humanities also.
Oh.
Kisumu Day.
And you are human, eh?
I'm also a human being, and I was the head of the humanities department. I taught history, and I taught geography. And many of my students are well placed in the whole country.
Kabisa.
Yes.
There's one we had on the show some time back. Right now he's a musician called Apesi.
Apesi used to sing at Willis Lounge.
Yeah. He used to sing as Will. He has done a lot of gigs around.
I think I know him.
Apesi. So you also told me when the teacher comes there, I will say hi.
Actually, in Kisumu County, I decided to go work for the teachers, having done a good job with the Kisumu Day. In Kisumu Day, we used to have a motto, giving youth a chance. Giving youth a chance is that we gave youth a chance, be they musicians, be they drama,
footballers,
talent. We were developing talent. Academically, we have doctors, we have produced lawyers, we have produced comedians. We have produced footballers. 3 are in Gor Mahia today. We have produced musicians. We have produced great actors. We have produced journalists. We have produced, name it. In short, we gave youth a chance. And the teachers gave me a chance. Yes.
That's a very, very good information. And it's a very, very good job. And of course, today, as the secretary, executive secretary of CUPID in Kisumu County, what are some of the roles of your office to the county, to the teachers in Kisumu counties, that maybe someone who is watching the show, or someone who has heard about the post, or someone who has about Mwalimu, but they're wondering, okay, now he's the CUPID secretary, executive secretary. What ni nini ikifanyika nafaa kuenda kwa ofisi yake?
Sawa, mimi nilifanya kazi in Kisii. I was first posted in Kisii. I worked in various schools in Kisii. I left Kisii when I was teaching in Sironga. I worked at Micheo, be teacher. I left Sironga, came to Kisumu Day. I continued working for the teachers. And I liked, for the students. And I liked the students I was bringing up. Because I was giving them knowledge. I was giving them life skills. I was even a volleyballer. I was in charge of volleyball. I'm a volleyballer. I was also in extracurricular things. In Kisumu Day, I even started a club called GTTP, Global Travel Tourism Project, whereby we had students. We were trying to develop the talent of students, because we understood that no student is just one-sided. Not all students are going to be good academically. Other students will be good. And I gave careers talks. Whenever I was teaching, I used to take the first 5 minutes giving students lectures about life. When I finished teaching, the lesson is over, I give another 5 minutes talk about the students. To the students about their life. And most of the students today will tell me that you nurtured me. Be they musicians, be they actors, be they journalists, be they lawyers, be they doctors. They tell me you nurtured me. Because what is important is life skill. It is not about what you are. It is what you are going to give back to humanity. I told the students that when you go out, you'll be remembered of what you have done. And we must remember people who said that if you are going to be a sweeper, you must sweep properly so that history will remember you and say,
this is
used
the
to
best.
be a sweeper. Yes, wherever you are, you must make a mark. But then I realized that the teaching profession, the teachers who were supposed to be the signpost, the signpost is giving direction, but the signpost will not take you to a place. So the teachers were having a lot of challenges. And so I started talking on behalf of the teachers. And I realized that there was need for somebody to talk on behalf of the teachers. And I realized that for us to have a future generation that is talented, that is benefiting from their sweat, we must have a teaching profession that is also enjoying their work. And I decided to be the voice of the teachers. I decided that if teachers were being harassed, the teachers were being oppressed, not only in their schools, but also by the government, somebody need to talk on their behalf. And so they saw me talking on their behalf, and they elected me to continue talking on their behalf. And so when I was elected, I started talking on behalf of the teachers. I realized that teachers were more depressed, but they have to go to class and motivate the students. These two teachers needed to be motivated. Financially, the teachers needed counseling, because they are the ones who are supposed to counsel the students. But even them, they needed counseling because they are having family issues. Somebody needed to talk to them, and somebody needed to talk on their behalf. Most teachers were stagnating in promotion. And they said that we cannot teach for 20 years. And the students you taught come back and become teachers. And wanakuwa you are principal. That again was hard. So in short, being a teacher of history, understood that somebody somewhere must put his life at risk. I did put my life at risk to talk on behalf of the teachers, because most of them were quietly suffering. Majority were dying. And because in Kenya we fought for independence and somebody fought for us, I decided to fight for the teachers. Bearing in mind that people like Adea Dongo had also fought for the teachers. I decided to fight for the teachers of Kisumu County and Nyanza in general.
And today you are here as the CUPID executive secretary. So talking about the challenges and the risk and all that, now we have seen that schools have been reopened. And in the past, you had, let me use for a better, for lack of a better word, you had criticized the school reopening and suggested that if the schools to be reopened, then students to go to school in shifts. In that we have a group going to school from 6 or 7 to midday, and then a group going from midday to evening. What do you think about that with regard to the school reopening right now?
Simeon, I'm an advocate of the teachers.
Yes.
But I'm not going just to advocate for the rights of the teachers.
Yeah.
Being a teacher myself, I've taught students.
Yeah.
I am an advocate of the students.
Yeah.
Again, I am born in a society. I am an advocate of the oppressed in society.
Yes.
Corona came and CUPID was the first to decide and to advocate for the closure of schools.
Yeah.
The schools were closed. We must remember that the closure of schools brought very, very hard economic times for the Kenyans.
Yeah.
Many were laid off, many lost their jobs, and these were the guardians and the parents of the students.
Yes.
So during this particular time, there was the issue of online learning.
Yeah.
We acknowledge the fact that online learning did not go to the people who are in the slums, people in the rural areas.
Sure.
It is people doing very funny curriculums of the UK and US, and people who are of the wealthy family whose children were able to afford that online learning.
Yeah.
The schools are reopening in January. The schools have reopened.
Yeah.
The government knew that the schools were to reopen because initially it was scheduled to open in September.
In September.
But now the students are at different capacities of learning. There are those who are ahead, there are those who are below.
Yeah.
Secondly, we in Kisumu County and in Nyanza in general have had calamities. Before even the closure of Akurinyar, China, the coronavirus that came from China, after eating of wild animals, we already were having our own problems. In areas like Ambo and parts of Nyando, we were having the river Lake Victoria having come back to land, and still schools were
now being part of the lake.
Schools were part of the lake, and fish were
now learning
were found learning in classes. So the students could not learn with the fish in the class. The students had to be relocated to other. Two bulls could not be in one zizi.
Yes, and of course,
zizi
moja. And there was a time you even complained in another media house, that there is a school that had to relocate to another school, and now they're like two schools in one school.
Ombaka went to Mbaka Primary. We had Kandaria Secondary in Nyando going to Nduru. Now those are two schools in one. Then some schools like Nyamrundu or Kenya, we have to mention them because it's a reality. We have them being put to tents. You pass in an area and you think there's a funeral. You go, you think there's a wedding. Kumbe ni wanafunzi wanasoma. Those are the situations that are hurting us in Nyanza. We must say the truth. There are problems in Nyanza, there's problems in Kisumu.
Sure.
So it is not about Akurinya China. Akurinya China is coming, yes. It came. It has done its ravages. But we, the people of Kisumu, who are bordering the lake, we have our own challenges. The challenges is the flooding. Hatuwezi kusema serikali saidia, serikali saidia. Serikali saidia tumelia kutoka mwaka nenda mwaka rudi. Serikali haijatusaidia.
It's time for us now.
Wetu wanalia serikali saidia. Kwa sababu serikali isiposaidia, kuna magonjwa tofauti tofauti, kuna cholera, kuna typhoid na kuna hiyo Akurinya China. Na pia wanafunzi wanaenda kwa mashule, unakuta they do not have proper uniform, they do not have enough shoes. Their shoes are worn out. They are learning in tents. The government must be careful and ensure that we have the right. The teachers going to these schools are demotivated. They are teaching in a very hard situations. Hakuna hardship allowance. Ndiposa sisi tunasema ya kuwa give these teachers hardship allowance. Serikali itume pesa. Hatutaki serikali tusaidie. Serikali itume pesa kwa sababu tumelipa kodi. We have paid tax. It is our right that the tax must be pumped back to build for us schools if the schools are relocated. The teachers and the students of areas like Nyando, which have been subdued by the floods, are not ready to contract extra diseases. Secondly, there is no social distancing. Where are the masks? Hizo ndio tunauliza sasa. Hakuna face mask, hakuna mashule, hakuna social distances, walimu hawana hardship allowance, they are demotivated, wanafunzi pia have got no motivation to learn. They are going to learn intense. Tunakuta watoto wa class 8 wanasoma na watoto wa ECD. It is not a laughing matter. Watoto wa class 8 wanasoma na watoto wa ECD. Our country, our government must be serious. Yes. Na sasa tunasema ya kuwa we are laughing, but we are hindering the progression of the future generation. When we are putting the kids who are suffering from flooding, and we are saying that hakuna pesa iko. Pesa ilikuja ya KEMSA, iliibiwa. If we can put the money in the right use, pesa ya capitation itumwe, we are going to develop our wanafunzi ambao wanasoma kwa tens. Ndio tutapata comedians kama Eric Omondi. Tutapata hawa majournalists wakubwa. Tutapata Barack Obama. Mmoja atatoka hapa aende ngambo USA, apate mzungu wazae naye akuwe president wa Amerika.
Kabisa. Na sasa hapo venye umesema eti a school relocated to another school. Sasa swali yangu tu sijui kama ni itakuwa aje, but sasa principal wa hii shule yenye wametoka wakaenda kwa shule nyingine wanakuwa principals wawili ama ana report pale?
Kuna shida kwa sababu kwa hiyo shule there are 2 schools in one. Now there are 2 principals, 2 deputies in a class, 2 prefects, 2 noisemakers is double. It is a problem. Yule number 1 wa that class sahi atakuwa number 1 tena because
atakuwa na nini na deputy number 1.
Yes, it is hectic. It is hectic. So social distances hakuna. There is confusion on the roles. The deputy, there are 2 deputies, 2 principals. Class teachers watakuwa wangapi? Wawili. Class prefects na class monitors. What about noisemakers? They will double up. And it's confusion. It's confusion.
But do you think hii time yote yenye corona ilikuja March up to now, do you think that because if you look at some of the photos going around, it shows like there was lack of preparedness, from the ground, from everything, to a point that you think that since March mpaka saa hii ni kama hii kitu imekuja tu ghafla, because you look at some students, like there's a photo that is going around of a young boy from Ogenya, that is in Kisumu County, where you are the CUPID executive secretary, and this boy is in torn shoes and all that, and where they are learning is just outside, just in the sun,
So terrible.
So do we say that this thing was abrupt, or there was lack of preparedness from both the school and from both the schools and the parents' side? What can you say about this from the teacher's side, from a teacher's side?
The government normally prepares to fail. And when you prepare to fail, if you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail. That's why I was saying the government must prepare to fail. They have always failed to prepare. We have a cabinet secretary, Omore. He's a old professor of urology. Professor Jojo More. Professor Jojo More Magoa. He came there. He came to Nyando. Some 6 months ago.
Sure.
And he talked tough. Akasema pesa imetumwa 10 million ya kujenga shule mpya. Baada kuna shule mpya. Sema these schools will be located, some of these schools will be located, sijui kutakuwa na PP. Schools will be open, there will be PP, there will be what? Watu wa Nyando hawataki hiyo mambo ya sanitizer. Lake imetosha, they will sanitize from the lake. They want PP, they want classes, they want shoes. Wanafunzi ambao wanaenda kwa shule ya kula viatu, hiyo ni aibu. Hiyo mambo ya viatu hata MP anaweza kufanya hiyo. Hata MCA iko, MP, chief. No, hiyo ni picha mbaya kabisa. It was very embarrassing to us. We have got better challenges and bigger challenges. And somehow that boy we need, if it was in another place, ama ingekuwa ni central ama popote, ungekuwa sasa ashafanyiwa mchango. Amenunua hata viatu, akanunua vitabu, akanunua kile kitu. Lakini hapa naona tu watu wana ninio tu. We should take that is an agent, and that boy should be an agent of change. Na wanafunzi wa hiyo darasa wote takikana wanunuliwe viatu. Wanafunzi wa hiyo viatu darasa wote atakana they should be given new books, both textbooks and SSS books, because who knows, in that class there is going to be a doctor who is going to change the environment of this country. Huyo kijana ambaye alitolewa akiwa na viatu ambayo imepasuka, that boy might be the doctor who is going to discover the medicine for coronavirus.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you are still watching the talk show live. My name is Simi Kenya. And of course, I'm here with amazing guest. Mwalimu is here with us, the Executive Secretary of CUPET in Kisumu County, Mr. George Awange is here with us. Zablon Awange is here with us. And of course, we are talking about so many things concerning the school reopening and the current school preparedness of school reopening. And of course, remember this is purely, and of course we are here courtesy of the Big Five City Grill and Lounge, doing an amazing job to ensure that we hit your screens each and every Wednesday. And of course, courtesy of Honorable Frederick Okech, my good friend, watching each and every Wednesday. And of course, if you want a place to chill, a place to have a good time, a place to create your memories, a place to create your moments, make sure that you look no further but the Big Five City Grill and Lounge. And of course, for those of you who are planning to have your buildings done, building proposals, building materials, and anything building plans, make sure you do that courtesy of Milimani Properties, also located in Barober, that is Ugunja. And of course, Mwalimu, let's look at a few a few comments right here. All right. We have Calvin Omondi Bodo. Thank you so much watching. My super DJ Dimori, asante sana. Emmanuel Jerry Ato anasema that's my guy. Ni kama huu ni mmoja wa wanafunzi. Aha, thank you so much. All these, Bwana Derek, thank you so much. Sir Henry Agoch anasema 10/10. Karibu sana. JJ Adero Joash, thank you so much. We're going to look at some of the few questions. Keep them sending to Mwalimu so that we can look at them before we wind up. Mwalimu, there's this question that I've wanted to know, and so many people also, that why do you always why do people feel that the unions that that defend, let me say defend, because that is mostly what the unions does, yeah, that protect the various institutions, always do it violently? Why do people have that notion that the unions are violent when it comes to protecting their clients, or rather their institutions?
Yeah, the unions have been there since time immemorial.
Yeah.
And they were formed for the rights of the workers.
Yeah.
That is why the songs for the unions all over the world is Solidarity
forever.
From the doctors to the teachers to the cobblers,
yeah,
to the tailors.
Yeah.
It is Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. The union makes us what? Strong. For divided, united we stand, divided we fall. Yeah. So the role of the union is agitation, advocacy, and sometimes we must pump into the employer that the worker who is satisfied is the worker who is productive. We have come a long way from slavery.
Yes.
Before, we used to have Arab slave trade. We used to have triangular trade. Africans were shipped to America to go become slaves.
Yes.
Africans were also shipped to Saudi Arabia to become slaves.
Yeah.
That was abolished and it was replaced by laborer, because somebody is working for wage is somebody who is going to be satisfied. But giving somebody low wage, it's tantamount to slavery. Yeah. That is why the union was born, to agitate for proper and just remuneration, knowing very well that delayed payment is delayed justice. Yeah. Also, if the wage is small, the person is not productive. Yes. So the role of the union is to ensure that the worker is satisfied, and when the worker is satisfied, the employer will be satisfied. Yeah. When the employer is satisfied, the country will be satisfied. Yeah. Jibiro bedo mamor, piny more, Kenya more, Japunj more, Jatich more, the employer more. Koro the role such a moko chunone, we must agitate, and in the process of agitation, we have our rights, and the rights is enshrined in the Constitution. The 2010 Constitution enshrined the right of the worker to go on strike. Yeah. So Sechemoko, when we demand our rights, we are knowing that we must withdraw labor. Sechemoko, withdraw labor, the people on the ground call it strike. With us, we have just withdrawn labor until our right is given. Yeah. It's not violent. One gi right mar demonstrating, one gi right mar bedo woyo ginene, but
round table.
Yeah. But today we have come to the era mother is CBAs.
and it is this CBA mokonyo piny, particularly Kenya. CBA's collective bargain agreement, we can come and agree with the employer.
Yeah.
It has been embraced by all trade unions. Nikech enobedo registered a court.
Yeah.
Kobedo registered a court, no party can go against it.
Yes.
However, we have had cases where the employer can ignore it. The cases of the county government don't ignore issues, doctors.
Yeah.
You actually just you swore
Un
an
theater
oath.
theater.
So we cannot wait nikoro wani the chulwa epolo.
Yeah.
Wadwaro no chulwa piny kae to mapolo be wabro rito.
Lakini
one teachers, one doctors,
yeah,
one lawyers, one whatsoever. We must agitate for our rights. So we talk first to withdraw labor, but it is not violent. The issue of violence and police emakeloga to neo demonstrations make peaceful demonstrators.
Yeah.
Because demonstration is also enshrined in the constitution.
Yeah.
But we have reached a stage matinde we talk diplomacy. Tokata doctors be osetemo nyenye gi withdraw mana gine ne matin nyenye no kanye gidok. It is just something small. In the process nitie casualties. Seche mwa withdraw labor as teachers nitie issues majo piny nyithindo nyalo suffer.
Yeah.
Doctors go withdraw nitie kaka patients suffer. But that is the only tool modong.
Yeah.
But we are trying to avoid it by adopting collective bargain agreement.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what do you think about the education system right now in the country?
The education system, they are trying to change it.
Yes.
We had 763, which was geared towards bringing the white-collar jobs to the Africans. The Europeans were going after the independence.
Yeah.
Then after that, 844, which
844.
I am part of. The 844 was supposed to bring Jokmanyalo employ themselves in
Yeah.
But 844 had challenges. Emomi Okoro, after from 85 to today, Sanikoro, they are trying to change the system to 26663.
Yeah.
The 2663 Maikoro Yuablu Bedogi Nithindo Timopenje class angwen, others will do for class 8, then from 4 at from 2 and from 4 like that.
Yeah.
This one is called competency based curriculum. It is still at its initial stages. It is having its challenges.
Yeah.
But we demanded as a union that the government must stop its hard stance,
yeah,
and involve the teachers. Nikech jogi ema implement curriculum. Jokmodong people who are remaining, the government, wengine hapo wa serikali,
yeah,
they are the armchair people. The teacher on the ground is the one who is going to adopt it. This competency-based curriculum is having its challenges.
Yeah.
But we must not wait for it to fail. We must start changing it today.
Yeah.
So the role of the union is not only to cater for the salary of the workers, but we also advocate for the right system that will benefit the society.
Yeah.
We advocate for the employment of people mapokobedo employed.
Yes.
We advocate for people most stagnant to be
employed,
to be promoted.
Yeah.
We also advocate for the people who have retired to be given prompt payment. That is the role of the union.
Yes.
The problem, Mark Kenya, and people have been imagining that the union's role is just to call a strike.
A strike, and
we go to the streets and say, then people say, our walimu wametuchosha na strikes. But for the last 4 years, we have not gone on strike because we had a CBA.
Yeah.
But we want to remind the Kenyans that our role is on the whole education sector. If we can have an education system, maybe reduce the number of thieves.
Yeah.
Thieves oknyis ni jok moko the school.
Yeah.
Thieves wan gi jok monyalo somo to bedo thieves.
Makwalo gi kalam.
Mako yudo gikwalo gi kalam to gine jokuoge madongo dongo moko yudo lo to gi grab.
Yeah.
Ka giyudo ang'o to gi grab. Onge gima ok gine machunyi ka gineno kama gima oselos to gidwaro. Gineno ka pesa nitie kacha to gidwaro. Kendo gin gihero ga siasa.
Yeah.
Gikuongo gimanyo pesa to kiny giwacho ni jopiny osewacho ni koro wan adhi chung kama kama.
Jopiny oora.
To kara bundi emore gi greed mar pesa.
Yeah.
We must ensure that the number of people mabedo impeached will be reduced in this country.
Yes.
It is embarrassing kan jopiny oseyiero nikech wan jopiny bende iwuondo waga. Jok mabiro wuondo wago gin jok moko mabiro ni gin oseor gi gibiro konyo jopiny. We dwaro loso structure ma ka oseyieri kata governor, oseyieri MP, oseyieri union leader, in TG will be to look for how to empower these people financially.
Yes.
Okay, in TG to go look for rescue team kama in Nairobi.
Yeah.
You are seeing in Nairobi is that a governor no biro now is having what? A Sonko rescue team or something like that.
Yeah.
We are seeing Dr. Mokoma saying that I'm going to be elected so that I do this.
Yeah.
We do not want handouts as Kenyans.
Yeah.
What we want is people who are going to agitate for us so that we get what is right for us.
Exactly.
We have reached a stage where we do not want handouts. Nikoro, there is a problem with the hospitals. Somebody is going to take us and give us free medicine.
Yeah.
If there is a problem with the fees, somebody is going to take his own money and give us fees. We want to be in a situation whereby we can generate that income. If we are teachers, we want to be in a situation whereby we can do our own investment. We want to be in a situation where we can, as Kenyans, know where we are going, not relying on one person. So we must be able to vet in future. Ninga madwaru chung, kata kudu chung mana prefect of a class. You want to contest a position as an MCA MP. We must look at your background. The people of Nairobi and Kiambu did not look at that background. Now we have been forced to go for a by-election in Nairobi. We are being forced in Kiambu to change leadership of the governor. This is a very, very sad situation. The Americans experimented. They knew Trump was somebody who is a cartoon. But they elected him because... but now look, for the first time in the history of the great country of America, we are having an American president. Not even a one-term. An American president who was refused to accept defeat. Have you ever heard of a president who was refused in America? That is something that was, in fact, we Africans, he has embarrassed us because we thought that it is us Africans who refuse to accept defeat. It is us Africans who will say that...
Hapana, huyo tunasema ni mzungu, ni Mwafrika ameomoka sasa.
No. That's not even an African. Even Obama was better. But then it is because the voters sometimes make the mistake. You cannot blame the leaders. It is the voters. When you fail to interrogate the person contesting a position, be it the president of the Republic of America, the President Potas, be it the MP, be it the president of Kenya, be it the governor, MCA, be it a small position in the union, then we are making a mistake. And when you make a mistake, rectifying it will cost a lot of money. So the Kenyans, we are going to elections in 2022, we must interrogate the characters that are going to contest various positions. And how do we do this? We must go back to the history. The history of the person will be able to judge the type of the leader you are having. And one Kenyans, we have always failed in that aspect.
Sure. And then tukimalizia, because I want us to end up, tukimalizia, there is this notion that mkiita strike, alafu mkuje muambie walimu eti strike iishe, eti kuna vile mmekula vizuri.
You've called it a what? A notion.
It's a belief.
Unions, all unions. I've told you, unions, we are guided by solidarity forever. When you call a strike, there must be what is called a return to work formula. And one of the bases of the return to work formula is that no laborer or worker is going to be victimized. The workers, like the doctors recently went on strike. They are now going to work after Uhuru promised them that on risk allowance, their pay on risk allowance is going to be added by 500%. Now there's a return to work formula whereby no person is going to be victimized. Victimization is that day you are out. It can be deducted from your salary. But you should not be victimized because it was your right to withdraw that labor. It is not that the leaders have been bought. The leaders also are human. Remember, when I'm a doctor and I've withdrawn my labor, I have my children, I have my relatives who can be sick in other parts or in that part of the country who are also going not to access medical services. So people do not imagine that if the doctor withdraws, the doctor is feeling well. If the teacher withdraws the services, remember the teacher is also a parent. The teacher's children are also not going to school. So don't say that the parents are suffering. When we mwalimu, yes, your parent. So when we are going out on strike, we know what we want. And when we have we
called off the strike.
Yes, we don't just call off the strike. Unaninio, it's about arbitration and somehow coming down. We wanted this, you have agreed to give this. The way Uhuru decided to give the doctors 500%. We wanted this, you have agreed to give this. Like in Kisumu, we have always said that there are issues we are having for teachers in minute. We must improve on it. But whenever we want to go on strike, they do something. But we are saying that if they don't improve, we are going to go on strike. We have always said as teachers of Kisumu that there are allowances that are discriminatory. We are still following the diplomatic channels of getting those enhanced house allowance in Kisumu West. But if we don't forget that, we will go on strike. We have reached a stage that we are almost getting hardship of Nyando.
Yeah.
But the government is dilly-dally. So those are some of the issues that make us go to strike. When you go on strike, you are reminding the person that there was something you are supposed to give me, but you have not given me. Can you hasten to give it to me?
Give it to you.
So that the other people don't suffer.
Yeah.
That is the role. We don't go on strike that we like.
Yeah.
We go on strike to remind the people who are supposed to do their duty that you are also supposed to do your duty.
Exactly.
It is not the teachers who are supposed to do their duty.
Do the duty.
The government is supposed to do their duty. And I've said and I've repeated that it is not about the teachers. I've been here in the studio today talking about the teachers.
Yeah.
But I have talked about floods in Nyando.
Floods in Nyando.
I've
You have
talked
talked
about employment
students.
students.
Exactly.
I'm a teacher,
So many
and it is
things.
the teacher who is a society.
Yeah.
We are living in a society. If we, the teachers, cannot look at that society, nobody's going to look at it for us. Because we are nurturing talents.
Exactly.
And we are nurturing the next generation.
Amen.
We want, by the time we are leaving this earth, we have passed knowledge. Because that is the only thing that can remain.
Yeah.
Our bodies are just...
but soil, eh?
Yes, but soil.
Yeah.
We came from soil, and unto soil we will
go.
return.
Exactly.
But the knowledge must remain,
Yeah.
so that it is passed to the next generation. So that when we are having this, we improve on it.
Yeah.
Whatever we are having today is an improvement. Somebody sat there and improved and used knowledge,
Yeah.
which is passed from one generation to another.
To another.
Yes.
Yeah. So tukimalizia, one last word, your last word, tukimalizia, just a general word.
General word
Yeah.
is tukue, let's be vigilant.
Yeah.
As country Kenya, let us be vigilant. The teachers of this nation, we must remain united.
Yeah.
Let us teach this society. Let us teach these students the way we teach our own children.
Yeah.
Let us mold the children that we are going to be proud of.
Yeah.
In the union, let us have unionists that will remember. We are remembering people like Tom Mboya.
Yeah.
We are remembering people like Dennis Akumu in Kenya.
Yes.
Mahan Singh, Fred Kubai.
Yeah.
We are remembering people like Ade Adongo. If you are a unionist, you must be a real unionist, not an opportunist.
Yeah.
We must have unionists who are talking about the issues of the workers they represent.
Yeah.
Be they teachers, be they workers, be they laborers like tailors, tea pickers, be they doctors, be they engineers.
Yeah.
The workers of this country, we must unite. The workers of this world, we must unite. Because we have nothing to lose but our chains.
Exactly. And talking about engineers, of course, a very special shout out to our engineer, Engineer Paul, doing amazing job to make sure that the show rolls on your screen each and every Wednesday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been amazing having Mwalimu on the show. Hey, Mwalimu, leo hey, it's been kusoma. You know, yeah, you know, after school I was left with kusoma 2 messages and all that, but leo nimesoma vitu mingi sana. So it's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, next time when we send an invite, please, I hope you will still be privileged to have you on the show.
Asante. I'm always available.
Yeah.
If this media can reach very many people,
Yeah.
educate, entertain, and inform, then we have done our part.
Exactly. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been amazing. And of course, remember this show streams each and every Wednesday, and on Fridays we have the Entertainment Fridays alongside my super DJ, DJ Dimore. And on Mondays we have the Business Mondays. So if you have any business that you want us to visit, that you want us to come and stream live on the talk show, make sure you just inbox us on our page and we will be there for you. Thank you so much. It's been amazing. My name is Simi Kenya. Until next week, same place, same time, we love you all. Have a good night and we wish you a prosperous 2021. Thank you so much.